my channel, Chasing Ghosts. I am Tara Smith. This is my motorcycle channel for motorcycle content, all that good shit. Here in a second I might have to turn this thing down because it's going to play through my Cardo. I'm not exactly sure. This is what it is. Yesterday. And not as humid, but it is cold. And that is weird. We go from like 100 degrees to now it's like I think 70 something, maybe 80, so it feels cold. And that is just weird. Perspective. There and it's cooler. And yes, my tires are cold. I'm not going crazy. That, and you come around the little bend there and it may be what do you call it, like filled with water. When I hit that going too fast. It was pouring down rain yesterday and I was gonna go for a bike to dry my bike off and I'm like no, it's get worse at the road dry. So I tried to have to do an oil change on the bike. I'm going to do a 3-hole. It's a 2022 Fat Bob. This is a 23 Lowrider ST. And I'm going to be doing a 3-hole on the Fat Bob. And this one I got to clean the filter. I might start off doing that tomorrow, is cleaning the filter, because I'm going to have to let the filter dry, you know, like put it up somewhere and let it dry. So if I can wake up early enough, I'll do the filter, and I'm going to do a video on that. And then either this weekend or next weekend I'm going to do the oil change that I need to do. I've needed to for a while. That's why I haven't been riding that other bike much. Red light. Come on, change. Sometimes these lights take too long. How is my driving? Scares me too. I like that sticker. I get my best sleep when I'm driving. I don't want to see that shit. But anyways, off to work we go. And through here it's not so much having to worry about grease and oil and all that in the middle of the lane as it is gravel. There's gravel everywhere. Construction, it has that effect. That is kind of a redneck community in a way. Well, really still is. And you know, jacked up pickup trucks and mud and people driving 18-wheelers, which is what I do for a living. I don't make anything off YouTube. I'm not big enough. I'm not popular enough, whatever. No, Rumble, I tend to make about 5 cents per video. The stuff that gets over there. If I do a live from home, I'll usually multicast. Rumble is just so hard to use though. Watch out for the craters. And I am cold. I am very cold. It is September and I'm cold. That's not right. But we have like this little front thing where it's kind of drying things out. Try to tuck my shirt in there. Just trying to blow up. It's too cold for that. It's not supposed to feel like this until October. But that'll change. And we got some storms coming. Hurricane, I think, might head this way. It's in, I want to say Puerto Rico right now. Or maybe another one. There's like 2 or 3 storms out there. I was mainly listening to see if it was going to rain today. And it said there's virtually no chance of rain, which means I'm probably going to get rained on. But I rode my bike anyways. It's kind of like my grandfather. He finished concrete his whole life, or that grandfather did. The other one was a coal mine, well, coal miner's son. No, hold on. No, he wasn't. My grandmother on that side was a coal miner's daughter. Thank you. Her father was a coal miner's son. I'm getting relatives confused. But no, that grandfather, my mother's father, he worked construction, finished concrete, all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't remember where I was going with that. Tennis balls were thrown, my friend. Oh yeah. AC. Not AC. Rain. That's it. He would never pour on a 20% chance of rain. He would never pour concrete, but he would pour every time on an 80% chance of rain. That tells you anything about the weather. People predicting the weather. 80% chance of rain, he would always pour concrete, and a 20% chance of rain, he would never pour. The weather does make for beautiful skies, so I'd love to be out here at some point. Like I have this vision of like a thunderstorm and the sky is lit up with lightning, and that would just make a beautiful picture. But I mean, even in the morning, like especially when when a storm is coming, but you have good weather, but it's affecting the atmosphere kind of thing. And you get those clouds, and the way the sun kind of burns through the clouds. Makes like this beautiful watercolored sky. Even the sunsets are kind of better. Because the sunsets will just look like, sometimes like a Thomas Kincaid painting. I don't know if the camera does sometimes the camera will see things that I don't see, and it will look better on camera than it did in person. And then sometimes the camera doesn't pick up what I see, and it looks better in person than it does on camera, and you never know which it's actually going to be. It'll be one of them. It'll be something. Well, my plans are... Yeah, my throat. My plans right now are... yeah, I've had a bad sinus infection for like 2-3 weeks. So draining and everything. My throat's still a little bit scratchy. But my plans for the next couple of videos, if everything works out right. I know I'm going to be working late today. It's going to depend on how early I can get up tomorrow. Is I got to do the filter. I've got a K&N filter on this bike, and it's a big round extreme flow that they sell for Harley Davidson. You buy from Harley Davidson. I've got that filter. And you don't replace the filter every time you mostly just wash it out. But at a certain point, you do have to replace it, or they start falling apart. That's what people don't like seeing. Like why they say like they don't like K&N filters. You know, 'cause everyone they've looked at when they bought a bike was falling apart because it was never cleaned or any of that stuff, or it's just been sitting on there rotting for a few years. But you have to clean them. They cost a little bit more when you buy them, but that's kind of the thing, is they're like a maintenance item. You don't have to do that. You just go pick up your oil and your filter, your oil filter, and you do your change. Gotta lube this pin up here over by my phone. Do all kinds of stuff. That one's getting a 5. I'm thinking this one either right before or, well, I don't know. I've only put 1,000 miles on it since the last service, and we've basically got about nearly 2 months. Like what is it, 7 weeks, something like that, 7-8 weeks till the camp out. I don't know if I'm going to be close enough that I want to do a service on this one, but this one will be ready for the 10,000. Either before I go or when I get back. That's the first thing I'm going to have to do on this one. Also, I would be interested to know, my brain's in 100 places. But I would be interested to know, do you do your own servicing? Do you have it done? What kind of bike you ride also, you know, what their prices are. Because the Harley dealerships around here range from about 500 to about 700 on their service prices. Just for, that's not finding anything wrong. That's just, hey, this needs to be done. You know, all it's really calling for is a one hole. You know, look over it, leave the pen, check the belts, make sure nothing's leaking, change the oil in the motor. It doesn't even call for the primary or anything else. And they still want to charge you $700 for that. So I do my own. I think every once in a while I'm going to go in and have them look at it. You know, like maybe every 15,000 miles I'll have them do their thing. Maybe, I don't know. But what do y'all use? Do you do it yourself? Do you have a place that does your oil changes? If so, how much does it cost? And especially if you ride a Harley, what kind of oil are you using? Do you have an older Harley or do you have a newer one? I mean, is it a M8? Is it a twin cam? Is it an Evo kind of thing? You know? I know you got your shovel head and you running straight mobile, and I get it. But, my arm is itching. I hate that. It's like a mosquito bit my arm. A skeeter bit it. It's like, I would honestly rather they did my oil changes, because I have other things I could be doing. You know? And I get greasy and nasty enough at work. It's like, I don't need to do that when I go home. You know, I don't mind doing a mod or something like that, but like oil changes, I don't want to have to deal with the oil and taking it and disposing of it. You know, they really frown on dumping it on the fence line anymore, because that's what we used to do with our old oil. We used to spray the fence lines down and we'd burn the fence lines. And they frown on that now. So it's like you got to take it to O'Reilly's and you got to do that sort of thing. And I don't know. It can be a bit much. But then I'm not paying them $700. You know, even doing a 3-hole, changing all 3 holes, looking over it with the flashlight, check the bolt, check the cable, you know, make sure nothing's leaking, you know, check the tires, which you should be checking your tires anyways, and your belt, and your cable, which also, by the way, don't get that cable too tight. Need a little play in there. I think it's like an 1/8 inch, something like that. But the reason you need just a little bit of play in there is because, like right now, my clutch is now warm. Heat expands. And if you get that thing over here a little bit too tight, you know, you just want that little tiny bit there. When it heats up, you're going to get a little bit of drag. You're probably not even going to feel it. But it's just clutch wear. It's the same when you're actually adjusting the clutch, you know? Yeah, you don't want that too tight either. There's a reason you drop the wrench until you feel it catch. You know? Just use gravity. Okay, you caught. Those of you who have done that know exactly what I'm talking about. You have your wrench, let it go. Oh, it caught. But at some point I'll get into that. I've only got 2 bikes and I'm not working on other people's bikes. Or I'd show more. I would actually, what would make doing service work worth it for me if there are enough people around here that would let me change, you know, do their service work on their bikes that I know. I could have a small business doing that. But there's also other people around here that would want me to do it, and I know them as well. And it's one of those things where you didn't do anything to their bike. All you did is change the oil. That's pretty. And something happens to their bike later. Now they're going to blame you for it. And they're going to come back on you. And it's like, dude, all I did was change the oil. So, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I don't know what's going on here. Hey, working on something. Why does that neutral when I already clicked up for second gear? That happens sometimes. Craters. And if I slow down, that's when it wants to fog up. And I need to be able to see. And I have plenty of room, so I'm gonna go. And yes, that is fun. That is much fun. I don't know if I'm going to stop this store or not. I'll see when I get there. If I do, I will stop the chat there. And if you're out there, leave a comment, let me know you're there, and I'll say hi. And I lost my train of thought. Oh well. Why was I in first gear? I think I'm gonna run in, because I know the signal's gonna get bad going south here anyways, and I'm doing a live stream. Jesus Christ. Go around the bolt. I do not want that in my tire. You ever see that? It's like you see the gravel and you see like this bolt standing out of the gravel, and it's like, oh good Lord, I do not want that in my tire. I do not want that in my tire. And here we are. And he's working today. That's our old car over there. We sold him. He's a pretty cool dude. But anyways, thank you. I will catch you later. And thank you for watching. This has kind of been more of an update on, hey, what my plans are. And putting a video out because I hadn't done one in a while. But adios. Hasta la vista. Vaya con Dios. Ciao. Sayonara. Nasledadao. Whatever. Bye. Deuces, yo. I'll catch you later.